All right, my name is Chris Campbell. I'm a practicing CPA, and I work with small to mid-sized businesses and individuals to help them pay the least amount of taxes possible while keeping them out of jail. So today I wanted to talk about a change in the US Post Office system and how that will affect filing taxes and things to keep in mind going forward. With the postal system and filing taxes, it's not as prevalent now because with the advent of e-file, many people don't file by paper as much anymore, but you still have a little bit of it. And I must say personally, there are instances where I need to file by paper, but it's very rare. One thing that I did before, which I don't think I'm going to do anymore, is I would file in bulk by extensions because I would have a lot of clients that I would put on extensions instead of filing each one electronically. It was just a lot easier for me to bulk file it, less expensive to just bulk file by paper extensions. However, a change in the postal system will have me rethink that, and I probably won't be doing that any longer. As of December 26th, the postmark date is no longer the day you drop it off at the post office. The postmark will now become the date that the piece of mail reaches the central mail center, wherever that may be, but it won't be that post office that you drop it off at. Your piece of mail won't be postmarked until probably a few days after you actually drop it off at the post office. That has pretty big implications. Back in the day, as long as you walked it into the post office, I remember I've done this a few times, as long as I walked it in on that 15th, just make sure that the postal worker put the stamp on the mail, then I knew that I was good to go as far as meeting the filing deadline. Now, with this change, it's going to be a few days before that mark. You won't know exactly how many days. It may be one, maybe two, it may be three, but it's out of your hands. It's out of your control. You can no longer just walk in that post office and then expect to be filed on time by walking in the day of. As a result, I would strongly advise against filing paper. If you do, probably want to give yourself at least a week to put it in the mail or bring it to the post office. I would probably do at least a week before the deadline. I think anything inside of a week, and when I mean a week, I mean like 5, but also 5 business days, right? I would give myself at least 5 business days before the due date if I was going to go and put that in the mail. So for me personally, I don't like the uncertainty with that because you don't know when that parcel will reach the central mailing center. Now, maybe a workaround with that is, I don't know how the postal system works, but maybe there's a central mailing site that does actually collect mail, so it would count as being mailed the day of. I know that in some instances, I remember one year, a very long time ago, I went to the central post office in Manhattan on a tax day because they were open to midnight. So again, this is before e-filing was really prevalent. So maybe that's the workaround where you have to go to specific mailing sites. But in general, the days of walking into the post office and getting the postmark date, as of that day, those days are over. So the lesson here is really try to avoid filing by paper if you can. And if you are insistent upon filing by paper still, give yourself a week. I say at least 5 business days before the due date before you put that in. I think if you mail something in the mail 5 days before, you're playing with fire. So just a tidbit there. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any more questions about this topic or any other tax or accounting questions, I'm happy to help. All right. So that's all for now, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.